Hey everybody, MMK Podcast. Thank you everybody for joining this time. Those of you guys who are following me, you guys know my podcast is about four main areas: faith, family, fitness, and finances. And many times I have special guests, and today is one of them. And today is also special because I have not only one, but two special individuals, two guests. Soon I'm going to introduce you guys. They are huge when it comes to real estate industry. They did a lot of great impact in the real estate world, not only being great producers, but great builders in an organization. Soon they'll introduce themselves. And I'm very honored to have these two individuals. I met both of them a while ago, and I'm happy the relationship we have. I learned so much from them, and it's my special honor to introduce Karlo Markarian, and also Leo Robles. And let's get started. Karlo and Leo, welcome to my podcast. How you guys doing?
Thank you, man,
Mike.
for the opportunity.
Thank you for having us.
No,
it's great to be back.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to do this interview, and I know there's a lot of things we're gonna cover in real estate. Let me guess, both of you together, how much experience, how many years? You're 36 years, Karlo,
36
and Robles,
Over,
21 years?
21, yeah, over 50 years experience right there, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
That's my age right there.
Awesome.
I thought you were 21. What happened here?
Yeah. Carlo, I want to start with you.
Sure.
I know you for maybe good 5-6 years we met, and then eventually you told me about the EXP Realty, and I'm very honored and thank you for that opportunity.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to learn from you. And I know you know Robles for good, 2-3 years?
Two and a half years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years.
And Robles, you're very famous, especially when it comes to Instagram, the Mr. AI.
Thank you.
How that started? Tell me about it.
So the Mr. AI started actually just because I was speaking in conferences a lot about artificial intelligence. And I tell everybody, too, that I'm not a technical person. I didn't come from Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
like nothing like that. I'm a regular guy. I even dropped out of high school. So I'm not I didn't go to college for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I was so surprised of how easy these tools were and how much of an impact they made in my business. And it kind of solved a lot of the problems. Like, I'm not a very technical person, so it solved all the technical problems.
Yeah.
So then I just started talking about it and sharing it with other people, and a lot of people related to it. So they just started calling me Mr. AI, Mr. AI. I'm like, all right, cool. That's actually a cool, catchy name. Let me trademark that. So we ended up doing that, and it's been a fun journey, with AI. It's just changing everything so fast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I met you in a Carlos training in Glendale. This is probably a few months back. And you were talking like great
January
ideas.
2025.
January, yeah. Carlo, how do you met Leo?
So the way that I met, actually, Leo was through social media, Instagram specifically. So we were in the process of actually setting up our own, basically, operation.
Yeah.
We had left our previous brokerage, and we were looking to essentially start something. We were in conversations with some other, obviously groups and firms out there. And then essentially Leo came up on my social media, Instagram specifically, and I started doing some research to see, hey, who is this guy that's, keeps popping on my...
Did his car popped up in Instagram?
No, at that time, I don't think he had his car.
No,
he didn't have his car.
Even have that.
Yeah,
No.
he didn't have his car.
Okay.
And then he kept popping up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me just
Reach out.
message him, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I literally messaged him. Maybe like 2 seconds later, I get this, hey, how you doing? I'm like, all right, this guy's pretty quick.
Leo, was that you or was
it
the AI?
it was AI.
It was AI. He found out. It was like, wait a minute.
So essentially, I kept going back and forth with him, and then finally he takes over.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, how you doing? What's going on? I'm like, all good, whatever. This is December 2024.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I think we should, he's like, maybe we should meet up, right? I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
come down to Burbank. We met, we had a great conversation over some lunch and
Hookah.
hookah. Yeah,
And
that's
hookah.
right. And
Don't-
hookah.
yeah.
And I think a
Did
lot
you
of
guys go the one on brand that you
No,
usually
Gitanas.
go? Oh, Gitanas.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you
Gitanas.
like
Spot.
Gitanas, by the
Yeah,
way?
it was cool. It was
Yeah,
nice,
that's cool.
And then we
Yeah.
got to hang out with Abel, too.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
then essentially, so after having a conversation, a lot of our goals and a lot of
Kind
what
of
we're trying to build,
clicked.
a lot of it,
Vision.
the
Yeah.
vision was pretty much aligned, right? And right there and then, I thought, you know what, this is a great partner to be building with.
Yeah.
I hit him up literally the next day. I said, hey, man, we're ready.
Yeah.
At that time, we were operating out of our car, believe it or not, because we didn't have an office, right?
Yeah.
So with my other partner, we started looking for an office. We went all over the city. And then I called him up. I said, hey, man, I got the office locked down. We've signed a lease. Let's do the big announcement. So, but to going back to your question, social media.
Yeah.
It opens up a lot of doors, right?
Yeah.
A lot of great
Nice.
relationships,
Nice.
great business alignments, for sure.
Well, compared to both of you, I have less experience when it comes to real estate. But why you guys joined EXP and why, Leo, especially you, 8 years, I believe you're with EXP, and you were doing real estate for many years prior to that.
Yes.
What changed or what clicked, and what would you encourage to existing agents who have been in a business long time, and why EXP? Give me your kind of take on that.
So my reasons have evolved over time, right? But initially, what was most exciting to me about EXP, because I come from a background of the traditional brokerage, right?
Yeah.
I was
Who you were with before?
So 9 years at Remax, and then Remax, and great company out of the city of Corona, in Inland Empire. And then 4 years in Keller Williams, right? Keller Williams is another company that kind of stood out. And the reason I moved from my Remax brokerage to my Keller was my mentor actually passed away. So then kind of started thinking about a little bit different of not just selling a whole bunch of real estate, but I also wanted to build teams. So Keller Williams kind of stood out at that point as the brokerage of choice. Went there, I learned a lot, started building teams, and I started to kind of figure out that most people didn't actually think like me, right? That was like a big surprise for me. I thought that everybody was just driven. I thought everybody was hardworking. I thought everybody would just show up every day. They were going to just do the task, and they were going to, they were going to take massive action. And I started to learn. I'm like, wait a minute, not everybody thinks like me. And that was a humbling experience of like, wait a minute, this is something I want to focus on. I want to definitely focus on having people around me that are like-minded. And I said, you know what, I got to keep evolving as a leader. So Keller Williams then said, hey, we think you would be a great leader to run a company. You have the ability to recruit. I took on the position and then grew the company to almost 400 agents in the city of Cerritos. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and the leadership side of things. But I started to see the restrictions of the model really quickly because with social media, right? Like that's the way we connected. And if I was still at Keller, for example, you're in obviously here in the Glendale market, I'm in Cerritos. I wouldn't even be able to be in business with you in that franchise model because it belongs to a whole franchise, a whole different territory.
Totally different worlds.
Completely different world, right? So it's a franchise world. And then EXP kind of popped up on my horizon through a good friend, Rosie Rodriguez. And she mentioned that, hey, this company gives you the ability to basically be a team leader, but without any of the restrictions. And I had already kind of experienced some of the restrictions because I was just trying to recruit people even just to build my team in my office in Brea. For example, in that city right over was a different ownership. So then I had to ask for permission to grow. So I'm like, doesn't make sense. And I kind of started thinking, I'm like, wait, is the world going to get more technical or less technical? I'm pretty sure it's going to get way more technical. I said, the internet's going to continue to grow. Social media is going to continue to grow. I said, this is the franchise model from my perspective is a model that I don't think is designed for the future. And as soon as I started evaluating EXP and then looked at the model, I was like, you know what? This company is moving like the world is moving. It's a little bit more future thinking. I'm like, this is great. And then I got to meet the people, right? And I was like, wait, the people are entrepreneurial, aligned vision, like me and Karlo, like this great humans. I'm like, I can get really behind, this company and the people. And decided to start here almost 8 years ago. But it was the people and the platform that was the most important. And again, now I have other reasons, right, that are even greater. I think it's any platform. The power of it is really what problem does it solve, right? And I think we as a platform, as a company, right, and I'm speaking on the residential, and Karlo can get into the commercial side. It just solves most of the problems that most agents are experiencing.
Nice.
That's what it comes down to.
Now, I've been in sales for 23 years, and I came to a point that you get burnout from selling.
Yes.
And in my insurance business, I was always a recruiter. I always recruit people, and I always believe that overriding a team yeah, it has a lot of minus sides, but when you build it on a long run, it's the best way to build the income. Now, Karlo, your track record is huge, especially in commercial. Now, what vision did maybe Leo give you, and why you start building? And you make good money already in real estate. Why EXP for you? What happened?
So just the same way that Leo actually just put the whole scenario together. I bounced around actually with different brokerages here in LA. Prior to this, I was obviously based out of Dubai, and I had a Remax office out there. And prior to that, I was in Toronto, where I started off as a developer. But fast forward over the last, let's say 13, 14 years, jumping around from different brokerages and coming on and essentially getting to a stage where you've been in the business for 3 decades, you start slowing down, saying, hey, hang on a minute, what's the exit strategy here, right? Like where are we going with this, right? I just felt that the days of just being out there, just being known as just an agent, another real estate agent or realtor, whatever you want to call it, and being out there to hunt, kill, eat, looking for your next opportunity of doing the hunt, kill, eat. So there's more to this industry, right? There's more to this industry, whereas you gotta grow, right? And by joining EXP, just the same way that Leo mentioned, having that freedom, especially on a commercial, of not having any type of restrictions, limitations. We do have a interstate cooperation with all of the states in the United States. So we can do deals anywhere in the country. We can grow anywhere in the country with advisors. We can collaborate with anybody that's involved in our ecosystem. But essentially the platform that I'm on right now, being powered and being under the umbrella of EXP, I did my due diligence for over, like I said, over 3 decades. I have never seen any platform that gives you this unlimited opportunities, right? Because I've seen it. I've seen what's out there. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm just saying what I've seen and what I can compare to. The platform works. But it's really important to highlight that essentially for you to grow, you also have to be aligned with people that want to grow. Right. So I think you just, you're gonna make a mistake. Him as a leader, me as a leader. We face this challenge every single day, right? You want to make sure that while you're growing, not everybody's going to be on the same page. They might think they're on the same page, but you gotta make sure that you're aligned with the right people that are going to move forward. They're going to do what it takes to win, and they're also visionary. Because I think I will put all my time into somebody that is willing to do better than me or become better than me. But if somebody just doesn't want it, it's just
maybe it's not.
I can't do anything with that, 100%. Right? That's it.
Leo, I was looking some of your records in 8 years, over 2,000 plus agents, 8,000 plus transactions. How did you do that? And everybody knows you as Mr. AI. How did you collaborated AI into real estate and did these numbers?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. Yeah. So, and one thing I do want to add before I get to your question is kind of like the platform, right? I think Karl said it really well. I think most platforms, like if you look at any brokerage, they're trying to guess what the agents want, and they build like one little kind of like path for agents, and they're trying to say, hey, everybody has to do it this way. And I think that our company is built for the entrepreneur, or like it's built for like Karl, like where he wants to build something bigger, right? He has connections all over the world. So this just gives you the distribution.
By the way,
is
he the first Armenian agent you recruited?
No, right? No, not the first one.
He's not other people.
But the best one, I'll say. I'm like, hey, come on.
And the hairiest.
And the hairiest. But yeah, so to answer your question about the numbers, right? That's not done by me. I can't physically. I got to the point as an individual producer where I was working 100-hour work weeks, like minimum. Like that was like I was working 100 hours every week. Like that was minimum.
That's crazy.
And you get to the point like where well, that's not sustainable, right? Especially if you want to do other things other than just sell real estate, right? So I got to that point where I graduated out of, being a buyer's agent. They say, being a buyer's agent is not that fun. Like, I want to have more time. Then I became a listing agent. And then you maximize what you could do as a listing agent. And then I said, you know what? I want to make even more money. I want to get into investments. And I did that really at a high level. And then from there, I said, you know what? I actually want to contribute as well. I don't want to just be just a person that makes all this money. I also want to have a little bit more purpose and a mission in life. So that's when I stepped into leadership. Yeah. So the way that I built those transactions is through leadership, right? It's just to do, finding other amazing people that, have similar values, goals, mission, and then just support them on their vision. It's really, a byproduct of a collective of agents, right? So it's not just like me out there. I can't physically sell close to 10,000 homes, but I can work with people where we can,
and the system allows you to do that.
Correct. Yeah. Nice. Absolutely.
What's the chances me and you meeting, right? It's look at the system power.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful part of, I think, of our business, right? It's a relationship business at the end of the day. So I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Karlo, right? So it's just like that, right? It's just a relationship business. And I think kind of tying it all up with AI, right? I think the beautiful part about AI that is happening, I think it's bringing us all back more to our humanity. And it's bringing us back to more stuff like that. I think, real life activities are going to become way more popular. And I think that it's also disrupting, I think there's been a lot of jobs that we kind of inherited as real estate professionals. Nobody told us when we did our test that we're going to inherit 100 different jobs. And I think those are all like kind of our pretend jobs that we inherited. And I think with AI, we're going to be able to get rid of those pretend jobs and we get to focus on what we do best. So just to get belly to belly, get in front of somebody, help them out, build something with them, right? It's just, I think that's how I've been able to merge, right? Both worlds, right? With AI.
My next question is, do you think AI will take real estate 100%? Is that ever going to happen?
You answer it and then I'll answer it. Yeah.
Okay. That's a great question. I mean, that's a question that keeps popping every single day. And the funny part, I mean, and I'll tell you what it is. The funny part is this question keeps popping, and the only people that are concerned is the ones that are not producing.
Correct. That's
literally
part.
Right.
Wow.
So the people that are really, really worried about, the AI is going to take over. AI is going to take over our industries. These are the individuals that are essentially the bigger percentage of the population of real estate agents that are not producing. They're worried, right? Yep. I think at the end of the day, our industry is a relationship industry. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, a robot, they can do a lot of the paperwork. They can, handle a lot of the, small little scenarios that you've got in a transaction. But at the end of the day, this is a real estate essentially is a relationship business.
It is.
An owner of a multifamily building or an owner of a retail building or whatever it might be.
Still want that personal.
They still want that personal relationship, right? Exactly. There's nothing better than to sit across the table from a couple or with a family that has had a building for 50 years. Now they need that emotion, right?
Yeah.
Sure, there's a lot of things that AI can do, but can it overtake emotions? Not really. Right? Yeah. So you have to be able to implement rather than being scared, rather than being afraid of AI taking over. You have to implement.
Use it part of your team.
Absolutely.
Correct,
What about
Absolutely.
you?
Like every single day.
Exactly. It's like an assistant and a co-founder, right? I use AI as my co-founder. And to answer your question, about I 100% relate to what Karlo is saying. It's just going to make the professional. It's going to elevate the professional. That's what AI is actually doing. Yeah. And every single person that is AI is just a recent excuse for most people, right? Before it was, this is going to take my job. It's really, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm actually going through my own journey of buying my own house right now, and I'm not even my own agent. I don't want to be my own agent. I want to have someone else be in communication, them get into a dialogue, give me the feedback, let me communicate that to my agent, and then boom, which is my wife, by the way, right? So I'm like, you're going to do the agent part, I'm going to be the buyer, you're going to be the agent, right?
Did you sign a contract?
Yeah, we did. I'm paying her really good, right? Yeah, she's charging me by the hour too, on top of the commission. Can you believe that, right?
Smart guy.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Is she Armenian?
No, she's not. I know, right? She's not. She's Mexican too, right? But man, that's awesome. That's that part, right? I don't want to, especially I think for for the professional, again, right, our most important asset is time.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to just delegate that to someone else, right? Or something else like an AI. But at the end of the day, if I'm a business, I want to pick up the phone. I want to be able to communicate with somebody, and I want somebody to go and take action on that, right? So I think as long as we continue to maintain that, which I don't think is, I think it's going to get bigger. The relationship and the in-person stuff, it's going to get bigger. More professionals are going to be more successful than they've ever been.
Yeah. My next question is going to go for both of you. How do you stay motivated and focused by running, transactions, running all these agents? You guys work with a lot of people. What motivates you and keeps you focused?
That's funny because during the weekend, actually on Sunday morning, we were in bed and my wife actually asked me the same question. It goes, what keeps you going, right? And I've had this question many, many times over the last couple of months. What keeps me going essentially is I know I'm growing, right?
Yeah.
And I know I'm growing up. We're at about, in our organization at One West Group, we're over 60 now.
Yeah.
But every morning that I wake up, I mean, now more than ever, I wake up with a lot bigger excitement towards this business than I've had over the last 10 years. The reason why I keep going is because I want to make sure that I stay accountable to every single one of the agents / advisors, right?
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me going, because I see the vision within the next couple of years to being over 200, 300, 400 individuals globally. Yeah. And the vision, again, what keeps me going is to become the largest commercial advisory group within our ecosystem in the country. Yeah. So to answer to your question, what keeps me going is to stay accountable to our advisors, to keep giving back. I came from a bit of a strange, situation where when I started commercial real estate, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach. Nobody taught me what to do. I pretty much learned everything by listening, reading. So now what I'm doing is I'm motivating myself to keep giving back to advisors that essentially want to be in this business. That's what keeps me going.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Leo? I mean, you're already so successful. Like, what keeps you that motivation going?
It's the, I think everything that Karl said is the possibility of the future, right? Yeah. It's sort of the whatever I've done, whatever we've done, right? It's just on the beginning. That's the way I see it. So I always kind of try to keep myself as a student, no matter what success, no matter how much money, no matter how many people. I'm a student. I could learn every single day, and most recently, right? I have a son, right, 9 months old, right? So he's become a huge source of inspiration for me. Yeah. It's like a reinvigorating of like, wait a minute, it's not just me and my vision. Now it's like I got to be the best dad and the best version of me. To become the best dad, I got to be the best version of me at all aspects. Which is one of the reasons why I was like, you know what, I got to check all the boxes in all areas of my life, right? My energy, my fitness, my finances, every aspect of it. Yeah. So
to be a good example as a dad.
Be an example, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, right? I remember my dad would try to tell me what to do all the time. Try do this, do that. I'm like, Dad, you're not doing that. I'm like, how are you going to tell me what to? You're going to. So kids, right? Because I was a kid once. I would only do what my dad was doing. Like I would see what he was doing. And I'm like, all right. I learned a lot of great things from him. So just being that example. And just seeing how far we can go, right? Yeah. Nice. That's a possibility. Nice. How far can we take this?
No limits.
Yeah.
No limits.
Yeah.
No limit. And that's essentially what keeps you going, right? And just to piggyback on what he said, is waking up every single day knowing that you're literally one call away, one relationship away, one meeting, one coffee meeting, anything, one away from your whole business career, your life essentially to change.
Yes.
And that comes with vision, and that comes every morning waking up and doing the things that needs to be done in order to get there.
So my next question, who should join real estate and why they should join this type of a system?
I'll tackle it. And
don't join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't come to real estate.
I know, right? Yeah. So I would say number one, you have to be others motivated for sure. Right, nice. You have to be others motivated to be in real estate. You have to have a passion for service. That's why you would want to join real estate, and then the money's going to come.
Yeah,
the money's going to come, right? So others focused, service focused. If you have those two qualities, I think you can crush it in real estate.
Yeah.
But if it's money, and then what happens, as an independent contractor, the money doesn't automatically come day one.
Yeah.
Even day 10, 6 months into it. Like my experience in the beginning, it took me almost 8 months to get my first paycheck. I mean, and I was ready to quit. And it was just the possibility of like, wait, if that person could do it, I could do it, right? So it's going to keep me going. But you have to have others motivation. If not, you're going to take your own self out every day. Oh, I didn't get the dollar, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Right. So it can't be money driven. You have to others focus.
My next question is, is there something you guys afraid of? Because being an entrepreneur, day-to-day basis, we take a lot of risks. Is there something you're afraid of, and how do you overcome your fears?
My taxes.
I relate to that too. Yeah.
What am I afraid of? There's not. Well, look, if you're talking about related to business.
Yeah, let's go with business.
Related to business, I'm not afraid of many things when it relates to my business or related to growing an organization. I think more than anything, I'm not fearful. In general, my character is not a fearful person. I'm very much a risk taker.
Yeah.
But I'll go for anything. I'll do anything to succeed. Mm-hmm. And the biggest fear that I have is failing. The failing. So that's what, when you ask me, what's your vision, what's your motivation, is I want to keep up every single day to do what I need to do in order not to fail.
Got it.
That's the biggest fear of failing.
That's good.
Right? But I think, look, do we have little bumps here and there? Obviously, everybody's going to have bumps, right? Here and there. I mean, a Boeing 737, A380 goes up in the air. They're going to have a little bit of a bumps here and there, right? But you want to make sure that essentially you fly that plane just the same way that we're flying our careers, our businesses, goes from point A to B with a little bit of bumps, but you want to make sure that, you land there with wherever that exit strategy, exit plan is. But that fear of, failing is the biggest fear.
What about you, Leo?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is to think about is that the bigger the vision, the bigger the breakdowns, right? So the bigger the breakdowns. So that's something really, I learned that really early on, right? And I kept bumping into issues earlier on in my business, and I would go to my mentor. I'm like, why am I running into this challenge again? Like, why is this happening? He's like, because you're after something. Yeah. You're going after something. He's like, most people have already quit and they don't have any problems. Those people are just like, they've already made up their mind. He's like, so when you're after a big dream, a big goal, a big vision, you're going to have issues. You're going to have all those things. I used to say that I like Karlo, right? I'm not a fearful person. I'm not really afraid of anything, honestly. Like even heights. Like I've skydived like I don't know how many times, right? Like we're looking at that, but the only thing I want to do is make sure, like I wasn't even afraid of even death at one point. I was like, whatever happens to me, whatever. Yeah. Now that I have a son, I want to stay alive as long as possible. Yeah. Nice. I want to stay alive as long as possible. I want to be healthy as long as possible, right? To be that example. And also just live up to my potential. I would, I've heard a couple of different people say this. I'm like, man, if I get to the end of my life and then I meet the version of myself that I could have been, and then I just didn't do it because I was afraid of this or whatever the case is, which it was for me. My biggest fear before was doing this. Being on a microphone like this, getting on camera was my biggest fear. Speaking on in public was my biggest fear. Being seen was my biggest fear. Even me sharing on social media, like even typing. Like I remember me having a coach to just type something. I was like, I'm going to share this message, and it's a really positive message on Facebook. I'm going to write it down. I'll send it over to my coach. Is this fine? He's like, just share it. Yeah. He's like, because I was afraid. I'm like, what are people going to say? Are they going to agree or disagree? Yeah. And I just started to say, you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, but you have to kind of lean into your fears. And by the way, that's also been like a big insight for me. Wherever I'm fearful normally is where I should focus for my next level of evolution. Had I not, I got to this point where I was 26 years old. I was so afraid. I would get all the time, Leo, go and speak at this conference. Go and speak it here. No, I'm good. I'm not. That's not me. That's not me. Had I not overcame that fear, I wouldn't be here at all. Like zero possibility this would have happened. Yeah.
Leo, you mentioned about coach, mentor. Do you have a coach and mentor, and why that's very important in business?
Super important because I think I could tie my success and the quantum leaps that I've had to a person every single time. Every single time I met somebody that introduced me to somebody, it's always been a person. So yes, I absolutely, first mentor was my dad. Mentor like that really changed everything was Harold Wasson. He was like my first real estate mentor.
Yeah.
And then from there, my investor became my mentor. You know, he was like a guy that really kind of broke my financial mold in a way, right? I was already earning close to $1 million a year in commission. So I'm like, I'm making it. I'm starting to take some time off, and I'm like kind of showing up late to the office. And my investor would push me, and he would say like, there's more work to do. Like, what are you celebrating? What do you like? Show up. I'm here at 6 a.m. and this guy's way wealthier than I am, and he would show up hungry like that every single day. So he broke my capacity mold, right? Of what I thought it was possible. So it's the mentor. And right now my mentors, Robin Sharma is a mentor of mine, which he doesn't know it, but he's my mentor, right? Robin Sharma, because I read all his books, I consume all his podcasts. Tony Robbins is a huge mentor of mine. Actually, I have been mentored by him. I was a platinum partner, but I think mentors can come in.
Did you do the firewalk?
I did several times. Wow. Several times I did the firewalk, and I also did the platinum partnership.
Nice.
So where I paid the $100,000 membership, and I flew all around the world, and even in Boise, Idaho, we were there at his mansion and all this stuff. So just being around the right people is such a game changer. I don't think there's a shortcut for success, but it's a game changer.
Yeah. Well, the podcast is getting over. I think, Karlo, I asked you this question on our first podcast, so I'm going to ask this one to Leo. So, Leo, if the age you are today, if you go back and give advice to Leo who was 18 or 20 years old, what would you tell him?
Number one is this too shall pass. This too shall pass, right? So I didn't, like most people, right? I didn't come up with a lot, right? So there was a lot of things that I would get stuck with. And I would beat myself up about a lot. Like I wanted to be here. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be there. So this too shall pass. That's one piece of advice. Number two is that everything's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. Just stay focused. Stay focused. Keep moving forward. One foot in front of the other. As long as you're getting up every day and you have one foot in front of the other, you're taking some action towards your future. You're doing good, right? It was really hard myself. I think that's one of the things I kind of, when I get into intimate conversations with high performers all the time, hard on themselves. I'm sure, Karl, you yourself, you were hard on yourself, right? So just having a little more compassion for myself, but also at the same time, I know that's what keeps me driven and motivated and has pushed me to do what I do.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, both of you. I know you guys are very busy. I want to thank both of you for taking time from your schedule and being here. Any last words?
What?
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Be a lifelong learner. Always stay open-minded to learn. That's the number one, I think, thing we can do. And also having a mindset of, I don't know. I don't know. That's been one of the biggest things where a lot of my breakthroughs have come. Knowing gets in the way. So I don't know anything. So I'm always
learning every day.
Keeps you humble, huh?
Yeah, it keeps me super humble. I'm like, I'm learning. I'm learning. I know what I'm good at, and I also know what I'm not good at. And then find people that are good at what you're not good at too.
Yeah.
Right? I know that I'm not the commercial guy. Karl's the commercial guy. You want to talk commercial? Talk to this guy.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Leo. What about you, Karlo?
If I had to tell myself
just like last words.
Word. You know what? Be a good person.
Nice.
Be a good person. I think one thing that I've come to realize as I've grown in this business, it's you can't make everybody like you, right? There's going to be some people that are going to do business with you. There's individuals that are going to be your friend. There's, because so much of our life is being exposed right now through social media.
Yeah.
And your happiness and your success might not be everybody's happiness, right? So just be a good person. I love doing what I love doing. I mean, what I'm doing right now. And I get happy when I see people successful, right? So a word that I always keep telling is just be a good person. Be positive, stay away from negativity. There's already too much negativity in our lives in the world, right? You want to stay with the right people, the right mentality, the right mindset, and just be a good person. Yeah. Just be a good person.
Awesome. Yeah. Great advice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, both of you. Thank you, Karlo. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
All right, guys. This was another podcast. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please do so and share in your pages. This was my Caribbean MMK Podcast. Have a good one. Take care.